Hello everyone and welcome to Victoria's Cantina. I'm very excited because I just received a package from Big Bad Toy Store. So I'm going to go and get this package opened up and then we'll take a closer look and see what's inside. Alright my friends, so here we have the REBOR Tyrannosaurus Rex King T-Rex 1/35th scale dinosaur model. I am very excited to get this checked out. The packaging, as you can see, is very nice. I love the skeletal look of the T-Rex outlined by the rest of its flesh. The back of the box shows us a couple other dinosaurs in the REBOR collection. Of course, this one was part of last year's line, and since then, REBOR has come out with a couple more dinosaur models. If you watched my previous review of the REBOR Utahraptor, then you know how this works. You get a nice inner box here that contains the dinosaur inside. Go ahead and get it opened up here. And we have a fact sheet with some pretty cool information on the Tyrannosaurus Rex. If you want to pause and read that, feel free to do so. The inside of the box is completely foamed up in order to protect the dinosaur. I'm going to go ahead and get everything out and set up, and then we will take a closer look and see how spectacular this REBOR T-Rex really is. Alright you guys, and here is the mighty King T-Rex out of the box. Oh my gosh, this looks absolutely stunning. Without a doubt, this certainly blows away any other dinosaur models that I have in my collection presently. Wow, this looks very stunning. Just looking at the coloration and the shading and all the detail on it makes me really happy to have this piece. It just looks so cool. As you can see, I have him propped up on his rock display base. It is a little bit hard to get him to stand on it. It isn't a perfect fit for his foot. But nonetheless, if you play with it a little bit, you can get him to stand. The only thing is, I'm a little bit concerned that if I knock my shelf or bump, wherever he's standing, that he's going to fall off. And to remedy that, REBOR has announced that they are coming out with a dead Triceratops model that you can perch your T-Rex on top of for balancing. Now, it is very apparent that they did in fact base the design of this dinosaur off of the appearance of the T-Rex in the Jurassic Park films. And from all angles, really, this guy absolutely looks incredible. And I say guy because obviously this is called the King T-Rex. Now, of course, the T-Rex does look like he might be in a walking position. It looks like he is perhaps strolling by that rock and he is taking a step up onto it to cross over. But he does look pretty casual. His tail is kind of curved. His head is curved over as if to indicate that he's looking towards something. Alright you guys, so here is the display base. It's pretty simplistic, though it is quite detailed for what you're getting here. It's basically like a green stone, and it looks quite good. It has a little bit of a flat surface there with some ridging on it. That way you can pose your T-Rex on it. All around, pretty nice detail to it. Looks quite cool, quite prehistoric, I suppose. Coloration on it's quite good. It looks to be mostly like a green, kind of mossy color, along with a little bit of a rusty looking orange. Very nice coloration to this stone. I like it quite a bit for what it is. And now I'll give you a close-up of the head of the King T-Rex. Look how stunning that is. It truly is. The detail here is exquisite. Look at the eye. They gave it kind of like a little bit of a glossy, like gold kind of look, and then you have a little black pupil. Looks absolutely terrific. The ridging around the eyes is quite pronounced. Looks very good. The nostrils are basically just little slits, very much like the Jurassic Park T-Rex. Very nice shape to the outline of the jaws. Very cool. And once again, the coloring, I never really envisioned T-Rexes being like this kind of orange sort of color, but it really works for this piece, I think. I think it really works out, especially with the darker kind of shading they gave to it. Other side. Now, one thing I did notice with my piece is that there are a couple of paint rubs around the ridge of the eye, as well as up here, which shouldn't be there. But you know, these are made in China just like almost everything else. There are going to be a few inconsistencies between models, and you will have a few imperfections. Now the T-Rex does have a hinged jaw, which is super cool. Basically, when you first get it out of the box, it is very, very rigid and it is hard to pry open. You can wiggle it a little bit back and forth, and that's kind of what I did, and then I just started pulling, and finally, after several attempts, it opened up. So to open the jaw, you simply pull down on it, and look at that, very nicely sculpted teeth, very nicely sculpted mouth. It looks absolutely great. One thing I want to point out though, and this is quite unfortunate, is that my model, I hadn't even noticed this until I posted some photos on the Dino Toy Forum. When I had it closed, before I had even gotten it opened, someone noticed that the tooth right there was bent inward, and it wasn't until I opened the jaw that I was able to actually see that, I guess at the factory, when they shut the jaw, they shut it on that tooth, so that tooth was just kind of bent all the way upward. Now it has flexed out just a little bit, however you can still see that that tooth is curved inward, and I mean, it doesn't look horrendous. This isn't something that anybody's going to notice if you show them this dinosaur for the first time. But you know, it is a little bit bothersome with me, coupled with the fact that there are some paint rubs back here. I mean, for what you're paying for this, you know, you want it to be perfect, of course. Now, if you look inside the mouth, you will see that it is very nicely detailed. They painted it in a way that makes it look wet and moistened. If you look at the roof of the mouth, there is a good bit of detail in there. Pretty nice ridging, and of course the teeth look very, very nice as well. Gum line looks quite cool. I like how each tooth looks to be like a different size. That's very nice attention to detail there. Of course the tongue looks really good, looks wet, slicked. Shape of it is quite nice. And then you have the skin here between the upper cheekbone area, and it looks quite good as well. But looking at the rest of the body, you will see here that the attention to detail is expertly accomplished. Whoever sculpted this, wow, this is very, very, very cool. T-Rex, you definitely see all the musculature, I mean, here in the body and in the legs. You see what may be like veins and arteries underneath the skin, which look phenomenal. The arms are positioned in a way which looks quite natural, in my opinion, and rather nice. His claws are painted like an ivory color, and they look really, really great. Body just looks very dynamic. Really, really dynamic look to this. The neck, with all the skin just kind of hanging and sagging right there. Wow. Here's a look from the top. You can see the deeper coloration on the top, where it's more of a blackish kind of color, and then, you know, covering over the orange, and then that progresses to this lighter shade of cream down here on bottom. Still very grimy looking, but looks awesome. The belly has a bunch of scales on it. Underside of the tail. Truly, truly pleased with the way that this thing looks. Again, the feet are very nice. They're a little bit deeper in color. The claws, if you look at the claws right there, you can see that they have like a deeper like color, like at the cuticle area, I guess you would call that. And then the claws themselves are like an ivory color, just like the nails on the forelimbs. Really like the way they position this leg. It just looks very avian, and you know, quite cool that the way that you can rest it there on the rock. The other foot too, very nicely accomplished. Really digging the detail on it. Just looks absolutely stellar. Now, one thing that I did notice with this figure is that it does have a bit of a paint rub here on the hind left leg right here by the foot, which is also another issue that this specific piece has. Again, these flaws don't take away from the overall look of this animal. I mean, they're minor gripes. They are present, so they are notable, but you know, they in no way take away from how dynamic and impressive this piece truly is. REBOR also gave it some spines along the back. Just adds a little bit of uniqueness to it, and they are a little bit, they're not really sharp, but you know, they are a little bit a little bit pointy, so but they look very, very nice, and I'm glad that they decided to mix it up a little bit by adding them onto it, because I think it really adds to the look. Okay, and just a bit of a size comparison here of my REBOR T-Rex along with my two Papo T-Rexes. As you can see, the REBOR T-Rex is quite a bit larger. It's a little bit beefier. It's got a more robust head, and it's actually quite a bit more detailed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so there you have it. This is the REBOR Tyrannosaurus Rex King T-Rex 1/35th scale dinosaur model. I am thoroughly impressed with this piece. It is very magnificent. By and large, this is the most impressive dinosaur item that I have in my collection. And for that, I want to commend REBOR for doing an amazing job with sculpting this guy, getting the coloration to look as it does, because it does look very, very nice. It looks very, very natural. The reddish orange color looks terrific. The way they placed darker portions at the limbs and then at the legs looks very, very nice. The head sculpt, the eyes, all of this dino looks absolutely terrific. The only gripes that I have with this dinosaur are that, one, it is a little bit hard to perch onto its rock. It's definitely doable, but it does take a little bit of fiddling around with. And I do have some concerns that if I bump my shelf that I'm going to put him on, that he might fall over. So I'm probably going to put him at the very back of my display. And two, there are some noticeable paint flaws on him. The fact that one of the teeth is a little bit bent, though, is a little bit more bothersome to me. So I will be seeking to get an exchange on my piece. And because, you know, I did pay $65 for this, and I want to make sure that, you know, I'm getting my money's worth. You can be a little more picky, I think, when you pay quite a bit for a collectible piece like this. So hopefully we'll be able to get it exchanged, and then we will get, you know, one without these minor flaws. And, you know, I think it's always going to be one of the more stunning pieces in my collection. This is just exquisite. Highly recommend this to anybody who is a huge fan of Tyrannosaurus Rex, to anyone who can appreciate a very nicely accomplished dinosaur model, or for anyone who is a Jurassic Park fan and loves the T-Rex, because this does look quite a bit like the T-Rex, and you can even say that maybe this is the T-Rex as it was described in the Jurassic Park novel. Alright, my friends, if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. And stay tuned, because next week I will be receiving my REBOR Ceratosaurus, which I am also very much looking forward to getting. As always, I want to thank you for watching Victoria's Cantina. Until next time, bye-bye.